Greetings everyone, Slizzle466 here, and in today's video we're looking at some of the best decks to climb in Wild with for October 2021. I've got 22 decks to share with you. Some of them are repeats from my previous best deck videos, so we'll go over those pretty quick, but for the new decks we'll look at them a little bit more carefully. We start off with Odd Demon Hunter. Nothing has really changed with the archetype. Basically, if you want to get wins with Demon Hunter, this is the way to do it. Looking at Druid, nothing has changed either. We've got Malygos Druid, same list as before. There was a comment previously that the lists that run the weapon are necessarily better. However, I've noticed that most of the top legend lists are running the weapon. As someone who doesn't play the deck a lot, I don't have a strong opinion of running the weapon or not, but if for some reason you don't own Twig, just take out the Twig, take out the Seer of Sapience, maybe put in a lower Theb, something else is up to you. But Malygos Druid is pretty good. Same deal with the Mecha'thun Druid, it's the same list as before. There was a super weird list that I found that I'm not going to share because there was also a line cracker in it. So if you want to play Mecha'thun Druid, just play this list. It's pretty sensible. It'll get the job done. Looking at Hunter, so Odd Questline Hunter, this deck hit #1 legend on the China server, and it's pretty similar to the previous list I featured by Blue Train. It's got the Auction Master Beardo, which I think is really important because the Dirty Rat gamers are out there. They want to pull your questline reward from your hand, so it gives you a backup plan. You'll also find that Toxic Reinforcements is also really good. I think Blue Train ran that, I can't remember. But this is just an extra 6 damage, which is really troublesome for your opponent. This is just absolutely ridiculous deck. I'm not a big fan of it because I think it's really unfair, but it exists. If you want some really cheap wins, this is the way to do it. Looking at Mage, Secret Mage, it's the same thing. I mean, it's Secret Mage. I don't even think it's that good, but you gotta have it there because people like Secret Mage. Ignite Mage, so little bit of a change from the previous list I featured. It's running Varden Dawngrasp, which I'm not quite sure why it's in there. Maybe it's a tech against Evenlock. Maybe you can let me know in the comments. But otherwise, Ignite Mage, I've been trying it out myself. It's a really hard deck to play. However, once you figure it out and once you can play the cards fast enough, you can do a horrendous amount of damage. It's a very fun deck to play, but it does have a bit of a learning curve, but once you learn it, it's very, very powerful. Looking at Paladin, we've got Handbuff Paladin, Bodybuilder. Where are you? Where are my handbuff lists? I got to feature the same one as before. This is a more aggressive list. Handbuff Paladin, it's almost too slow now, but it's here because people still like to play it. Odd Paladin, so this is a bit of a different list from before. So this list is running Traveling Merchant, and Sheik, the author of this list, did mention that if Traveling Merchant isn't working for you, sub an Animated Broomstick instead, but otherwise it's Odd Paladin. I mean, it's the deck that never goes away. Okay, looking at Priest, we got Sluzzle's Big Priest list. To be honest, I haven't seen a Big Priest list besides this one, so I'll just feature it again. I don't think it really matters what you run in the high end because you basically get the essence and you win, or you don't. But if you want to have a bit of fun, this is I've tried Sluzzle's list as well, and this is the most fun I've had playing Big Priest. Looking at Shadow Priest, now keep in mind, Mind Render Elucia did get nerfed. However, this player kept on running it, and the rationale was, well, it replaces your hand with a copy of your opponent's until the end of the turn. So if your opponent finishes their quest line kind of late, let's say they finish their quest line on turn 7, it comes into your turn 8, well, you can play Mind Render and play their quest line reward. If you already dusted a Lucia, I wouldn't craft her again. But if you want to try it out, maybe it'll work for you. Something to try out. Otherwise, Lucia aside, Shadow Priest is just ridiculous. You can win the game like turn 3 sometimes. So, quick games, fun deck, in my opinion. Going to Rogue, a lot of Rogue lists. Kingsbane Rogue, it's the same one as before. I've also had people in my Discord also hit Legend with lists very similar to this, so if you like Kingsbane, this is a great way to do it. Odd Rogue. I saw this list. I was really excited when I saw Tia Laret hit 16 Legend, I think even top 10 Legend with this list. I tried it myself and I went 0 and 4. But I also drew patches like 2 of my games. It just wasn't my day. But I really hope Odd Rogue's back as one of my favorite decks in Wild. But give it a try. But be aware, maybe it's not good. I don't know. I hope it's good. Pillager Rogue. This list hasn't changed. This list, it works for people or it doesn't work for people. It works particularly well on the China and the Asia servers. I don't know why. Oh, new quest. But on the NA and EU servers, you don't see it too much. You kind of see it at High Legend on NA by a few players, but it's a really weird deck. It's hard to play. It's got a pretty steep learning curve, but if you like those sort of decks and you like a challenge, this is the deck to try. Here's a new addition to my best decks video, Aggro Rogue. Now, Aggro Rogue is a deck that I have been a big fan of for a long time, but I've always been very reluctant to include it in a best deck video. But basically the card that throws this over the edge is the SI7 Extortion. Just being able to do some damage on turn 1, or trade it for something good, or just deal with like a ship's cannon or just some annoying minion with 3 health. This list is very, very good. Highly recommended. It's relatively cheap. Like you've got, what, 1 legendary patches. There's a couple epics in there, but it's a very cheap list. So if you want to play some Rogue and you don't have that much dust, this is a very good one to consider playing. Moving to Shaman, Even Shaman. Now, I personally don't think Even Shaman is that good in the meta. However, Even Shaman is also one of my pet favorite decks. One of the reasons I think Even Shaman is working is because of Cult Neophyte. Cult Neophyte, it just punishes the questline deck so hard, specifically Questline Hunter. So I like running 1 in here. I almost kind of want to run 2. So if I was going to build this deck, I might cut a Wriggling Horror, which I've never liked that much, put in a second Neophyte. But otherwise, this is a deck I have not tried yet, but it is a deck I will try for sure, just because I love Even Shaman. And if you want to play some Even Shaman, this would be the best way to do so. Looking at Reno Shaman. So if you watch my videos day to day, I featured an incredibly greedy Reno Shaman several days ago. This list is a lot more sensible. You'll notice that it caps out at Shadow Walk at the top. There's a Mutinous in there, Lurker below for clearing. In the bottom end, You know, you've got your anti-aggro tech, you got the Armor Vendor, the Glacial Shard, you've got the Sir Finley Grizzled Wizard combo. It's back. This is an auto win against Questline Hunter, Questline Warrior, not so much Questline Warrior, but definitely Questline Hunter. Just making them not be able to hero power is really, really good. Again, I haven't tested this list myself, but just looking at it, it looks really strong, and I think this might be the best way to go when it comes to Reno Shaman. Look at all the Warlock decks. Oh dear, I thought Warlock got nerfed. Okay, Cute Warlock. So Cute Warlock, it's a list that I omitted in my previous video. I don't think I should have. This list is the nuts. It's particularly performs really well on the China and the Asia server. I played it once myself to Legend on EU. It didn't do that well. Maybe because I wasn't playing it properly. I still got Legend, but this, I mean, look at the curve. It's got 12 0 drops and 12 1 drops. What could go wrong? I mean, so basically you just make a ridiculous board. Your opponent can deal with it. You win the game really quickly. Really fun list. Looking at even Warlock, so this is a little different from the list I was playing previously. I like the double Cult Neophyte. I feel like that is essential if you want to beat the Questline Warlocks. I think the double Dirty Rat's essential, again, for the Questline decks. The Sunfruit Protector, essential for the Questline Warriors. This is also a great tech. Just if you're in trouble, do you really care about the cards in your deck in even Warlock? Not really. So just giving you a board clear if you need it is really good. But to be honest, this is an aggro deck at heart. You mulligan hard for your 4 giants and your Antheron. You get them out really early. If they die, you bring them back with Raise Dead. The games with this deck are very, very quick. Looking at Darkglare Warlock, bit of a different list from before. The difference here is we're running Touch of the Nathrazim as well as Happy Ghoul just to get a bigger board a little cheaper. But otherwise, it's Darkglare Warlock. It's really, really good. Not too many people are playing it, but it is a very strong deck. 2 Reno Warlock decks, my goodness. Okay, so even Reno. So this is a deck I just barely cut in the last best decks video. Again, I haven't tested this deck, but it's a deck by Martian, which means it is a good deck. Basically, you just kind of do the whole even lock thing. It's just that you're running the Highlander cards. The only comment I want to make about this list is just beware of the N'Zoth. Martian specifically stated that he's running this card for the mirror match. So if you're not hitting the mirror, maybe swap this out for something else. I don't see a Galactic Crawler in here, so maybe throw in a Galactic Crawler. It's up to you. Reno Lock gamers rejoice. Reno Lock has returned. This list you see in front of you, it is kind of sensible. The only cards I'm not a big fan of is the Skulking Geist. Never liked the card. I think it's a bad tech. I'm sure people are going to yell at me in the comments for saying that, but I think it's a bad tech. I'm also really not a big fan of Archwitch Willow. I really don't like her. But, you know, whatever. It's Reno Log, it's back. Give it a try. I'm going to try it too. I'll probably make a YouTube about it next week. Very hyped that Reno Warlock is back. And last but not least, we have our solo warrior deck. Questline Warrior. Not really anything to say here. There's one tech card, Cult Neophyte. That's for the Questline Hunter. Questline Hunter destroys this deck quite badly. But otherwise, get your questline done really fast. Get out Rakara. Have infinite value. It's kind of hard to lose. If you do lose, that's fine. The games are fast. Doesn't matter. So yeah, these are my decks I wanted to share with you for laddering this month. You'll find all the deck codes in the description below. If you are having trouble copying the deck codes, if you're a mobile user, there's a link to my Discord. You can go to my Discord, visit the deck lists only channel. You'll find the deck codes easy to copy from a mobile device. If you want to help support this channel, you can click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and until next time, hope to see you again.